You have reached day 28 of the 30-day Write Your Own Headlines challenge. No matter what day you're watching this, what month, what year you're watching this, you should be very, very proud of yourself if you have made it all the way to day 28 and you have looked at all of the days prior to this. If you haven't, if you're just finding this video randomly, you can go to the playlist, and if you can't find the playlist for this, just click on my name, my channel name, look through the playlist. There is a Write Your Own Headlines playlist where you can start at day one and just press play and go through all of the days. I highly recommend doing them one day at a time, though, so that you can have that time to reflect on each. But whatever the case is, you should be very proud of yourself. And I wanted to spend today talking about your headline. This is the Write Your Own Headlines Challenge. If you're not familiar, I have two books out. One is Your First Million, but the first book I put out in 2020 was called It's About Damn Time. And that is when I introduced this idea on paper about writing your own headlines. What do you want the world to say about you? What do you want the headlines to be in 2 years, 5 years, and beyond? And what I want you to do is go back to weeks one and two on clarity and confidence and just thinking about your relationship with money and capital. And I want you to think about, what have you learned about yourself in these 28 days? Is there something that you discovered about yourself or something that was reinforced, that is something that you've been thinking about that's kind of been staying with you? I want you to reflect on that. You do not have to post that in comments. You can reflect on that on your own in your journals. But do know, no matter when you see this, even if it's not the original 30 days, I look at every single comment I get on YouTube because I hold all comments until I release them. So I read every single comment. So it doesn't matter how long from this original date you see this, I'm still going to see your comment. So let me know in the comments if you would like to share what you may have learned about yourself. When you're thinking about what you've learned about yourself and what you want out of this life, think about what your headline could be. Now, you can have one or more headlines. I wouldn't do a ton of them. I want you to be very intentional about this, but you can have one or two or three. And what I do is I put a date on my headline, just like it was in a newspaper, like you're holding up a newspaper at this date or this year. What is it saying about you? You can go even further to kind of be really accurate and try to make it 13 words or fewer. I've come to learn that most newspaper headlines are 13 words or fewer. So try to do that so that it's not this long, long, long sentence, because the whole point of it is to be pithy, to be like something that you can walk towards and think about very easily. That's what I want you to do. And if you have been doing the mini challenge within the challenge, where you have been thinking about putting together another $100, $500, $1,000, tell me what you've been working on. If you've taken that mini challenge, what have you been doing the last few days? Has it been working? What have been your blockers? What's something that has worked that maybe someone else could get benefit from? Look in the comments, see if anybody posted anything that will be helpful to you. And if you've missed any days, I highly, highly recommend you go back and catch those days. I also recommend that from time to time, just like I do with books and with different articles and videos, you go back and do this challenge again. Because when you have the benefit of a few months behind you, this challenge actually has a different feel to you. I've had multiple people, we've had thousands of people take the challenge over the past few years, and I've had multiple people tell me, I took the challenge the first time and then I came back 6 months and I did it again and I did it again, and it was different each time I did it. And it's because you have this lived experience added to it. So those are what I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on, what have you learned about yourself? What could your headline be? And if you have been able to make any money in this mini challenge. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.